Good day, everyone, and welcome to our panel discussion titled To Ban or to Recycle, Evaluating the Sustainability of Single-Use Plastics. Our discussion is connected to SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, which focuses on reducing waste and encouraging more sustainable use of resources. Single-use plastics have become more major environmental issue around the world. Also, they are cheap, lightweight, and convenient. Their widespread use contributes to pollution in oceans, landfills, and ecosystems. According to Chen et al. 2021, plastic pollution is a complex sustainability challenge that cannot be solved through a single strategy. Some researchers and policymakers support banning single-use plastics to reduce waste at its source, while others believe improving recycling systems and technological innovation offers a more practical long-term solution. This leads us to our central question today. Should governments ban single-use plastics, or should society focus on improving recycling systems? To discuss this issue, we have four panelists representing different perspectives. Liu Juyan will discuss the environmental impact of single-use plastics. Zhou Yubo will present the business perspectives. Shan Yiming will focus on government regulation, and Duan Runze will discuss recycling technology. Each panelist will now present their main arguments. Liu Juyan, please begin.
Okay, thank you. From an environment perspective, single-use plastic cause serious damage to ecosystem. According to Chen et al. 2021, millions of tons of plastic waste enter natural environment every year. Much of this waste ends up with river and ocean, where it threatens marine and biodiversity. One major concern is that plastics do not easily decompose. Instead, they remain in the environment for decades or even centuries. Over time, they break down into microplastics that can enter food chain and affect both animals and humans. Many marine animals mistake plastic waste for foods. This can cause injury, starvation, and death. Because of these environment impacts, I believe prevention is more effective than management. While recycling is important, it only deals with plastic after it has already been produced and decreased. Therefore, government should prioritize reducing plastic products and limiting unnecessary single-use plastic products. Thank you.
Thank you, Will. I agree that plastic pollution is a serious problem. However, from business perspective, banning single-use plastics is not always practical. Many industries depend on plastic packaging because it's affordable, lightweight, durable, and easy to transport. Food packaging, healthcare products, and real-time business are already heavy to plastic materials. If governments suddenly ban these products, companies will face significantly higher pollution costs. Small and medium-sized businesses should structure and adapt. This increased cost may eventually be passed on the customers through higher prices. Instead, for imposing immediate bans, government should allow business time to transport toward sustainable alternatives with communities to support innovations and recycling. Environment protection is important, but economic realities must also be considered.
Thank you. Building on that point, I believe government intervention is necessary to solve the plastic pollution problem. Although business and consumers can make voluntary changes, these efforts are often not enough to create large-scale impact. The history has shown that environmental improvements frequently require government policies, and regulations. Examples include restrictions on plastic bags, environmental taxes, and waste management laws. Without regulation, many companies may continue using cheap plastic products because they are economically beneficial. Governments have the responsibility to protect public interests and ensure sustainable development. Therefore, I believe governments should introduce stronger regulations, incentives, and policies to reduce plastic waste and encourage more sustainable alternatives.
Okay, thank you. Well, plastic pollution is a serious challenge. I believe technology and we can play a major role in solving the problem. Many people assume recycling has failed, but recycling technology has improved significantly in recent years. Advanced sorting system, maybe chemical recycling methods, and automated waste processing. Technologies are making recycling more efficient than ever before. Plastic demand is unlikely to disappear completely because many industries still depend on plastic products. Therefore, rather than focusing entirely on bans, we should invest in innovation and improve recycling infrastructure. Technology allows us to recover valuable materials, reduce waste entering landfill, and support a more circular economy. In my view, improving recycling system is a more realistic and sustainable long-term solution. That's all.
Thank you, everyone. We have heard four different perspectives on this issue. Liu Junyan argues that reducing plastic production is the most effective solution. Duan Renze believes technology can solve much of the problems through the improved recycling. How would each of you respond to others' position?
Okay, yeah, of course. I appreciate the role of technology, but I believe recycling addresses the problem too late. By the time plastic reaches recycling facility, the environment damage may really have occurred. Large amount of plastic still escape waste. Many still escapes from waste management system and enter natural environment. Therefore, reducing plastic products remains the most effective strategy.
Okay, I understand that concern. However, even if governments reduce plastic production today, billions of plastic products already exist and continue to be used. Maybe we still need a recycling system to manage current and future waste. Technology may not completely eliminate pollution, but it can significantly reduce its impact.
Okay, Zhou Yubo, businesses often express concern about plastic bans. How do you respond to argue that environmental production should take a priority over economic convenience?
Okay. My opinion is environmental production is currently important. However, a business cannot simply replace all products overnight. Substitutes alternative are currently more expensive and less widely available. If government includes circuits banned too quickly, business may face serious operational and fiscal difficulties. Regular transactions would be more practical.
Okay, thank you, Zhou Yubo. I understand the challenging business phases. However, environment damage also carries economic cost. Plastic pollution affects tourism, fisheries, and public health. If we ignore environmental impacts, future costs may become even greater than the cost of translation today. Transition today, yeah.
Shan Yiming, should governments enforce strict regulation or should the business be allowed to transition voluntarily?
That's a great question. And I believe regulation is necessary because voluntary action alone often produces slow and inconsistent results. Government policies create clear expectations and encourage industries to invest in sustainable alternatives. Without regulation, progress may be too slow to address growing plastic pollution crisis.
Yes, yes, thank you, Shans. I agree that some regulars is necessary. However, excessive restrictions may create unintended consequences. Governments should work together with business rather than imposing unrealistic requirements.
Okay, thank you both of you. Now let's come to the last question. Duanrenze, some critics argue that recycling cannot keep up with the increasing plastic consumption. How would you respond?
Okay, thank you. That's a fair concern. However, modern recycling technology continues to improve. Advanced recycling system can process materials that were previously difficult to recycle. With sufficient investment and public participation, recycling rate can increase significantly. Technology should not replace waste reduction, but it should be an important part of the solution. That's all.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank you, Duanrenze. I agree that technology is valuable. My concern is that that society sometimes relies too heavy on the future technology solution while continuing on sustainable consumption habits. Technology should support uh, technologies should support sustainability, not become an excuse for overconsumption.
I think this discussion highlights why a balanced approach is necessary. Government regulation, responsible business practice, technological innovation, and consumer behavior all play important roles. No single stakeholder can solve this problem alone.
Okay, thank you all of you. And before we conclude, I would like each panelist to provide one final sentence summarizing their position. Li Wujingyan, please.
Okay, thank you. So my position is reducing plastic production is the most effective way to prevent environmental damage.
Okay, thank you, Will. Business needs particles and affordable pathways to sustainability.
Thank you. And to wrap up my point, I believe strong government policies are essential for achieving meaningful environmental change.
Okay, thank you. Innovation and recycling technology can significantly reduce plastic waste and support long-term sustainability. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Thank you all for guys, everyone, for a very insightful discussion. Today, all four panelists agree that plastic pollution is a serious environmental challenge and that current waste management practices are not sufficient. However, an important disagreement remains. Li Wujingyan believes society should prioritize preventing plastics waste through reducing production and limiting single-use plastics. Duanrenze argues that improved recycling systems and technological innovation provide a practical long-term solution. Meanwhile, Zhou Yubo emphasizes the economic challenge faced by business, while Shan Yiming highlights the importance of government regulation in driving change. Today's discussion has shown that reducing plastic pollution requires cooperation among governments, business, technological developers, and consumers. While our panelists disagree on whether bans on recycling should take priority, they all recognize that achieving SDG 12 require meaningful action towards more responsible consumption and production. Thank you all of panelists and thank you for your listening. This panelist discussion is now closed.
Okay, thank you, all guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.